Hello, and welcome to another adventure. Just a few thoughts as we begin. This is something that I really want to be interactive. I am hoping that as we do this, you will ask your questions in the comment, um, your your ideas, your responses. As I say, I'd really like this to be interactive and for us to just have fun with it. Let's just have fun. Um, as some of you might know, I did radio for, 6 or 7 years, and I've done YouTube videos and other such things, and they were really enjoyable, but I really want to have this be more interactive, a give and take, and kind of a community gathering and sharing of ideas and questions, and um, me learning from you, you learning from someone else, you learning from me, and just having fun. Um, Keeping it light, but at the same time informative, and just enjoying this time. So, one of the questions that I'm asked most often is concerning anxiety, depression, how to deal with fears, how to deal with worry, those types of things. And so I thought that might be a nice topic for us to talk about today. And if you have thoughts on this or questions more specific, please feel free to write in and comment and share what your thoughts are. That's what this is about. And so, okay. Okay. To begin with, and those of you that I've worked with one-on-one will find this first part a bit of a review, but it's important to kind of have the foundation. So, firstly, at any given time, all of us are in one of three places. The past, worrying about what we have done, focusing on things that we wish we hadn't done, wish we could do differently, so on and so forth. The future, with all of its what-ifs and worries and fears, and then the present moment. When we focus on, just checking to see if anyone's got a question yet. Nope. When we focus on the past and our regrets, either of what we did or what we didn't do, what have you, we get a sense of disempowerment. And that disempowerment is because none of us can change the past. You know, the whole world could spend an entire year regretting the Vietnam War, for example, or the 9/11 attack on the Twin Towers, or any of the other things that have happened. The whole world, every citizen of the world could focus on that for a year and regret wouldn't change a thing from the past. And that sense of disempowerment causes us to feel depressed. And the vast majority of the time, if we're feeling depressed, unless it's a chronic depression, if we're systematically in the moment feeling depressed, the vast majority of the time it's because we're focused on something that is in the past that we cannot change, and so we feel disempowered, and that shows up as depression. That shows up as depression. Because I just had a thought. Well, if it was important, it'll come back. So the other state is when we think about the future. Well, what if such and such happens? What if so-and-so decides they don't like me anymore? What if I get fired from my job? What if my business goes out of business? So on as what if. And there are many who spend a lot of time in these what ifs. When we focus on the future and our fears and worries about the future, we feel disempowered. Because if I'm worried, let's say I've got to go to court. I had a client several months ago. She had to go to court, and she was stressing about it. And I told her, there's nothing you can do in this moment to affect what may or may not happen in the future. And that sense of disempowerment causes us to feel anxious. We get those anxiety feelings. The third place that we focus on, which many of us don't spend enough time in, is the present moment. Right now. And hi, Di. Hello, everyone. We've got about a few people here. Lizzie and Kathleen and Di and Monique and Julie. Welcome to all of you. So glad you're with us. I hope to hear from you. So let's start a little dialogue here. Okay, so in the here and now. When we're in the here and now, we are empowered. We are strong. Because right now, this is where our power is. And so I read once where the average person spends about 17% of their focus, their daily focus, on the present. And the rest of the time, the other 83%, it's about the past or the future. So in other words, the average person is spending a lot of time in a state of disempowerment. It's no wonder that we have more people with anxiety than ever before. We have more people with depression than ever before. And again, I'm not talking about anxiety or depression that is like chemically based, like a chemical imbalance or something like that. I'm talking about periods where you feel anxious and then you don't. And I understand the challenges of anxiety. When I was, I think I was 1984, maybe 85, somewhere around there, I had an anxiety attack. And I literally thought I was having a heart attack. I know that's kind of cliche. It's honestly the truth. My wife at the time, my former wife, my only wife, called the ambulance. They carted me off, took me in and talked with, ran a whole bunch of tests, and they said, you just had an anxiety attack. And it really has helped me to appreciate the challenges of people who have struggled with anxiety. So that the key to anxiety is when you feel that feeling inside of you is to stop, breathe, and then say to yourself, okay, where am I? What am I focusing on? Where are my thoughts? And 99 times out of 100, it will be you're in the future. You're worried about something. You're nervous about something that you have no control over. Another thing that will really help. Glad to have you all here. Would love to hear from you. Another thing to help you and to help you remember is that so often we focus on things that we have no power over. Okay? If I'm worried that the bank is going to close the business that I'm working at, I have no control over that. And that just drains our energy. And so when you're focusing on something, stop and ask yourself, hi Julie, do I have any control over this? We've all seen Facebook just get lit up in the last several months with all this political talk. And I would ask those that get all caught up in it to stop and ask yourself, where is my power here? Where is my ability to change? And if I have no ability to change the situation, then I need to let it go. If there's something that I can do, let's say, for example, the mayor of your town or the governor of your state decides he's going to cut out monies for a program that you believe strongly in. And you get upset, you want to yell and complain and curse and get on Facebook and tell the world that this is a horrible thing. Stop and ask yourself, will this affect change? And if it's not, you're just blowing up energy and using up energy that you could be using for something that would improve your life or improve the situation. Now, if you look at it and you say, there is something I can do, I can get involved in my local government and I can rally up a petition or what have you. I'm not very political, so I don't really know a whole lot of that kind of stuff. But if there's something that you can do, then by all means go for it. A simple example. I could get on Facebook or any other social medium and complain all the time about children going without food, starving, not having enough, so on and so forth. And all of that anger and frustration and fear is not going to change the situation. Because let's face it, when we get onto Facebook and we're venting about an issue, basically we're going to have two people looking at our post. Those that agree with us, and we're not going to change them because they already agree, and those that disagree with us, and we're probably not going to change them because they feel strongly about their position as I do about mine. So the other thing I could do is I could get involved, volunteer at the food bank, gathering up food, sorting food, driving around and picking up groceries, food from the grocery stores, giving a financial donation to help pay for expenditures like electricity, gas, those types of things, to keep the center open. When I do that, I have a whole different feeling inside of me. I'm not feeling powerless. When I get on Facebook, speaking for myself, when I get on Facebook and I rail and complain and so forth about how terrible it is that families are going without food, that children are going to bed hungry, so on and so forth. The more I talk about it, the more upset I get, the more depressed I get, the more angry I get. When I go out and I volunteer and I spend one afternoon a week, collecting groceries and delivering them to the food bank, I feel great. I'm part of the solution instead of just complaining about the problem. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. For example, what are your thoughts about how you have dealt with anxiety, how you've dealt with depression? What has worked for you? What hasn't worked? What would you like to see different? Let's have a little dialogue here. Don't be shy. I promise I won't bite your head off. Di, Monique, Lizzie, Daisy, Julie, come on, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me what you think. Edward? Welcome, Edward. Tell me what you think. I would really like this to be a dialogue, giving and sharing of ideas. If there's all right, Julie, stop laughing at me. Okay, well, Monique, we'll all nod together. So, if there isn't really, yes, staying in bed doesn't help. That's right. And finding ways to be creatively, to express yourself creatively, is very good for the soul. Very good for the soul. Great point, Daisy. I would like to start doing these regularly, and as long as you all die, does the dialogue have to be written? In this form, unfortunately, yeah. The only way that we can dialogue is me speaking and you writing comments. Now, if you want to have a session, then we can both talk back and forth. But in this medium, as far as I know, that's the only way. detoxing from yes, that's true, Julie. And I hope you're doing better. Holding you in light and sending you my love and support. Thank you for sharing, Julie. Yes, Monique, we should do something creative every day. And I often hear people say, but I'm not creative. And I would disagree. I think that we all have creative. I thought for years that I had no artistic ability. I would draw and everything looked like a stick figure. I would do pottery and it would all look like a ashtray. Or at least that's what I told people. Find something. For me, it's writing. When I write, that's my creative expression. It's also very therapeutic for me. Really looking at your thoughts and changing your mind about things you are thinking about, looking within and seeing who it is that is really speaking. Excellent, Kathleen. That's right. That's right. When we have a negative thought that comes into our mind, it's really powerful. There's this fun little exercise. It's really powerful to stop and say, okay, whose voice is that? It's not mine. It's not yours. When we were born, we came out pure and excited and total positive energy. And then we developed this, I call it a boardroom of negative people inside of our head. It could be a parent, it could be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, it could be a sibling, but someone planted that negative inclination into your mind. Yeah, die. That's beautiful. Short stories, yeah. That's right. Dance and art. Good for you, Monique. And so stop and ask yourself, whose voice is this? And if you take a minute, you'll recognize, you know what, that sounds just like my dad, or that sounds just like my mom, or that sounds just like my ex, whatever. And then once you figure that out, there's a fun little short visualization where you just kind of close your eyes and you go within and imagine a boardroom. I've been in many boardrooms over the years with the different nonprofits I've been in. You're in this boardroom and you are the president of the board. You are the ultimate leader. And so you walk in and you look over and it's like, okay, there's so-and-so, and she's the one that's been filling my mind, filling my head with these negative thoughts of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too dumb, I'm too nerdy, I'm too intellectual, I'm too whatever. And then you walk over to them and you say, thank you for your participation. We've decided to move into a different direction, and your voice is no longer wanted here. And then in your mind, see them walking out of the boardroom. And then you close the door behind them. Now, some people are a little stubborn, like me, and those voices will try to sneak back in. And if they do, that's okay. If you were running a board of directors and you asked someone to leave and they left, and then all of a sudden you see them that they snuck back in the door and they're now sitting at the table, what would you do? You'd say, "Oh, excuse me, I told you we're going in a different direction, and you need to leave." And the key is to have fun with it, and just keep evicting them from your head, and it's amazing how it shifts. Let's see. Yeah, not enough. That's one of the things I hear most often from people. Monique, yes. Yeah, that's right. They're Kathleen. They're roommates, and it's time that they got an eviction notice. They're not serving you. Now, this doesn't mean that, like, for example, if one of the people in my board of directors room is my mom, and I go to her and I say, "Okay, your voice is no longer welcome here. I'm going in a different direction," and I ask her to leave, I don't hate my mom. I'm not cutting off all relationships with her. I'm just saying, I don't need you up here. I don't need that negative, critical, fault-finding, so on and so forth. So I can ask you to leave my thinking process and still love you. And because as we ask them to leave, we're doing it with love. We're doing it firmly, but we're doing it with love. Lizzie, tell them you don't agree with Lizzie. Are you saying you don't agree with what they're saying? Yeah. Just say, you know what? For some of us, you've been in that board of directors room for 60 years, and I want a fresh board in there. I want Wayne Dyer up there. I want Mother Teresa up there. I want Marianne Williamson. You choose. It's your board of directors. You choose it. You choose who's going to be in your board. And again, have fun. Have fun with it. And so, yeah. I agree, Lizzie. So, I'm kind of wrapping up here. We've been on for about a half hour. That's about the length of time that I thought we could do. We can be flexible. Unless anyone else has any other questions or inputs or anything, what I would like is I would like you all to take ownership with me in this, and share with me what you would like to discuss in these live conversations, these community. Absolutely, Di. Oh, recommended to block certain things. Can you expand on that, Di? How to block certain things or experiences, like memories? Di, is that what you're talking about? Okay. We'll end on something fun here. So, I'm going to teach you a really fun way to clear out old worries, thoughts, and concerns. Okay? So what I'd like you to do, those who feel comfortable in closing your eyes, close your eyes. If some people don't like to do that. If you want to, just kind of stare off. Get your mind quiet. And let's begin with 3 long, slow, deep breaths. And try to just focus only on your breathing and my voice. Easy, easy, easy. Ignore the dogs in the background. It's my neighbors. And we're going to breathe in the count of 4. Then we're going to pause at the top for 2. Then we're going to exhale for 4. And then pause for 2. And as you breathe in, as you're breathing in, I want you to visualize a tall, strong mountain. And just kind of feel yourself lifting up in the strength and the height of that mountain. And then when you get to the top of your lungs, pause for 2 seconds and imagine you're a golden eagle just effortlessly floating on the winds for the count of 2. And then as you exhale, visualize a waterfall flowing down, and just kind of let yourself just relax down into the pool at the below. And then again, pause for 2, imagining a powerful ground, solid and powerful. And then breathing in as a mountain again. And just keep breathing. That slow 4-2-4-2. Mountain, eagle, waterfall, ground. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. Easy, easy, easy. Welcome, Richard. Hi, Diana. Good to have you both with us today. And Diana, I did get your message, and I'll get back with you. So just easy breathing, easy, relaxed. And now I want you, imagine that you're in a beautiful field. And as far as you can see, it's just wildflowers. And as you walk along, you can feel the warm sun on your skin. And it just feels so loving and warm, and you can feel the warmth all the way to your bones. And there's this beautiful contrast of this mountain breeze softly blowing across the pasture. Easy, easy, easy. And as you get to the edge of this field of wildflowers, you come upon a box. And this box can be however you imagine it. It can be made out of whatever you choose. However you first imagine it is perfect. And so walk over to that box, and you see that there's a strap of leather on the attached to the lid. Take that strap and lift the lid, and then take whatever fears you've been holding and place them in the box. Place whatever angers you have, place them in the box. Any regrets, place them in the box. Any anxieties, any fears, any regrets, any kind of negative memory or feeling, just take it and place it in the box. Easy, easy, easy. And now take another deep breath. Look inside and see, is there anything that I've overlooked? And if something comes to mind, then take that and place it in the box. If nothing comes up, great. Now take the leather strap and close the lid. And you'll see right in the middle of the lid a large button. place your palm on that button and push down, and you'll hear the box seal up airtight. Seal up airtight. And now, behind this box is your higher power, however you name it, however you view it, whether it's God, source, love, light, the universe, whatever, and however you envision it. If you envision it as beautiful light, if you envision it as a personage, I honor that, and I hope you will too. So take your box and hand it into the light, or hand it to the personage, hand it to God, or hand it to source, or hand it to the universe, whatever resonates with you. And then as you hand that over, as you turn it over, you see the box and all of its contents dissolve into the light. And then you feel this tremendous, this freedom. Source has taken that from you. God has taken that from you. It's no longer here. It's been released. You're free of it. And now just take a deep breath and just notice how good that feels. To be free of that heavy, heavy, heaviness. You are free. And just like when in the boardroom, if something happens to get back inside of you, not to worry. We just take it, place it in the box, seal up the box, and we release it. We let it go. So I really hope that you will write to me on this page, on my video page, either as a post on my page, or if you'd rather have more privacy, you can do a private message on here. I want to hear from you. I want to know what you want to focus on. That's why we're here. As one of my favorite sayings, we're here to walk each other home. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here. Is to walk each other home. To help each other become as full and powerful and magnificent as we truly are. So, thank you. I'll be scheduling another one of these in the next few days, partly depending on the feedback. If you write me with some ideas, I'll for sure get those ideas out as soon as I can. But I'm gonna be doing these every few days, so every 2 or 3 days. So I look forward to connecting with you again. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your ideas, how we can make this better. I want this to mean something for you. I want to help. So let me know how I can do that, and we'll move it forward. So thank you, God bless, and we will connect again soon. Now I've just got to figure out how to turn this thing off.